remember the first time I met Bastille, and we had a writing session, and I showed him like pictures from my Twitter in like 2013 of me fanboying, and he was like, "Oh, cool, cheers, mate." Like, and now we're friends now, and I look back and that was an awful introduction, but at the same time, I can't hide it.
Well, this is exciting. Myles Smith, hello.
Hello, how are you?
Welcome to Virgin Radio. We're live at Latitude 2024. What a year, what a summer you're having.
It's incredible.
Congratulations.
Incredible. Thank you.
So we were just chatting a moment ago. This is obviously your first Latitude after doing Glastonbury for the first time. How does it feel?
It's every festival, every stage, every place I've been this year is all as important, and it's just been a whirlwind of a year. So I'm excited to go again.
You know, lots of people could be mistaken in thinking that you're an overnight success. And I've seen people writing this on different blogs, on YouTube and stuff, but it really isn't the case.
No.
I mean, you started off, tell me about your journey. You started off really young, didn't you?
Yeah, I started when I was about 10, 11 years old. I picked up a guitar sort of around school age and taught myself guitar and piano fairly young because I wasn't good at sport. I wasn't a football kid or a rugby kid or cool enough and terrible at swimming. So, music was my route. And yeah, from open mic nights and pub gigs and people telling me, please don't sing, I just want to enjoy my pint of Guinness, to, now playing in front of fans of my own. It's been a 16-year journey, but it's been a fun one.
Would you say to kind of other inspiring musicians that's a really good route? Like if you've got the passion when because you could play guitar and piano at 12, couldn't you? 12, 14. So is that the advice? Like get in there and learn your skills.
I think it's just about starting. I think like in life in general, like try not to overthink things and try not to plan for when things are going to start. And I think when you just throw yourself in the deep end, you figure out on the way. And knowing that all of us here, like whether someone's been doing it 10 years, 20 years, playing headlines or pub gigs, we don't know what we're doing, we're just having fun. And it all comes to fruition in time.
So a question I've got for you, you're 12 years old, you're in Luton, you're okay at playing guitar and stuff. Did you have this dream of being here
Yeah, definitely.
backstage at the second stage just before going on stage?
Yeah, I mean, it's been one of those things where this year has been the year that all of the dreams I had when I was younger are like coming true, and it's so surreal to be on these stages and giving advice to people. I've been listening to podcasts and blogs and interviews for years trying to like figure it all out, and now to be on this side of it is so cool. So yeah, it's like a dream come true.
And not that I'm trying to make you nervous, but here we are. In about an hour you're going to be on there.
Yeah.
I've spoken to so many people who are here and you're on their list of people to see. Those
awesome.
People saying you're the hot commodity this summer. How are you feeling right now?
I feel pumped. I'm just like a bit like where we started. I started this journey when I was 12 years old, and so I've always wanted to play these stages. And so I've played pub gigs where people are looking at me dead in the eye, like at the end of their drink, like, please stop singing. And now I'm at a place where people are taking time out of their day to come and see me, so I just enjoy it as much as I can because it's such a privilege.
And congratulations on Stargazing. For me, it's the song of the summer. It is. There's always one song that sounds right. It is. Whenever we play it on Virgin Radio and when the weather's good, it's not all the time, but when it is.
Rare for England.
Tell me about the song. Tell me about how you came about that particular track, and how you decided that would be the one. And did you know that would be the one that would break you?
Yeah, I mean, the song started, and this is no reflection on me, but I was in Malibu, and it's very different to Luton. They share some qualities in that there's nice people there, but that's about it. And I was with a great bunch of friends, and we're just on a writing trip, and we're just writing songs, and it got to the point where we were just like, let's just have fun and write something that is just purely from the heart, without thinking and without trying to be clever, and just really leaning into it. And is where Stargazing was born, and it's so nice that the joy that we had creating the song was reflected in the song itself and the production and how it comes across. And I think when I then went into it on the production side and started to dig into the bones of the song, there was something special about it. And I think being with my team and being in that moment of listening to it back the first time, we were like, this is really cool. And
so you knew that first moment, you know, when you heard the finished product, how did you feel?
It was special to me, and I hoped it was going to be special to other people, but I was just lucky it was, you know. And that's the beauty of music, like not everything connects how you intend it to, and some things take you by surprise, and this took me by surprise, but it was really nice. It was something that I loved and believed in.
And a question I'm dying to ask you, because I know some of the lyrics are quite personal, you know, about your upbringing, about your family life, about the Luton days. How is it performing personal stuff on stage? Is it emotional?
It's very emotional, and it's quite a cathartic experience as well. But I think it's such like a beautiful loop that we've been able to create, because it's like I'm able to be more vulnerable because I have a community and a fan base who are also as vulnerable with me. And so it's this beautiful cycle of like, you cry, I cry, you know, I give it all, you give it all. So it's been a really nice experience to just be able to share those moments with people.
And can you tell me about the TikTok generation, and that route of making it there?
Yeah.
Tell me about that.
I think right now in the world we have such like a great opportunity to reach audiences that we couldn't have before, present ourselves in the most authentic way that we couldn't have done before, and still find a home. And I think that I've been really lucky that being myself and unequivocally myself has found an audience with, you know, people all around the world, and being able to do that from the comfort of my phone and a living room has been insane. So I think the tools that we have now at our disposal are so awesome, and we're able to craft our own careers.
And you were uploading covers, weren't you, on TikTok? Tell me about the reaction you got. You know, like to the first one, you loaded up and you saw the comments. Tell me about some of the comments that you received. Yeah,
I mean, for me, covers were always like a thing that I wanted to think about strategically. Like, I knew that the music I wanted to make myself in the future and my own sort of independent music, but then I also wanted to find communities of music that I loved and bring the two together. So covers were always a choice for me that were super important. And I think at the start when I was doing Coldplay covers and Amber Run covers and etc., it's like they really connected with the audience, and I think people loved it because it was familiarity but with a Myles spin on it. And so people always like, this is awesome because it's new and it's repackaged, but it's something that I already love, and it was a great way to start.
Did you get any feedback from the artists that you covered?
Yeah, I ended up going on tour with Amber Run, who are one of the first artists that I covered, and you know, we grew an amazing friendship, and I learned a lot of lessons from them.
And what was that like? So suddenly you're covering their song.
Yeah.
Next thing, you're working with them, touring with them, living with them.
Yeah.
Tell me about it.
I mean, I remember getting the first message from them saying like, this is amazing, and then, you know, from there we wrote a few songs together and were able to like collaborate, and then it grew into a like really natural friendship, and eventually went on tour. And it was one of those things where, and it's happened a few times in my career, where I'm a real fan of the people I'm working with, and I got a balance like, wait, we're friends, but I'm also your biggest fan. And it's
how do you deal with that? I'm dying to ask.
Terribly. I remember the first time I met Bastille, and we had a writing session, and I showed him like pictures from my Twitter in like 2013 of me fanboying, and he was like, oh cool, cheers mate, like and now we're friends now, and I look back and that was an awful introduction, but at the same time I can't hide it.
What's the plan next? Obviously Stargazing, like I say, my summer anthem. I think I will look back on this summer and go, it was your song. Have you got a plan for a new song, an album? Tell me a bit more about your music.
At the moment, you know, we're planning like what the best route forward is, but new music's definitely on the way, working on a few songs I'm super excited about, and hopefully going into next year at some point there'll be an album.
And I'm hearing that as soon as you're done here, you're pretty much off to the States.
Yeah, we leave right after this, so a flight to New York.
So this could be your last UK interview?
Yeah, for a while.
Wow.
For a while, yeah.
So tell me the hopes, the dreams, what's going to happen? Where are you going first of all when you get to the States?
So we've got a little run with Imagine Dragons, so I'll be playing my first stadiums, which will be pretty cool. So we've got that coming up for the next couple of weeks, and then off to South Africa, then got 2 months in North America, and then a month in Australia, so pretty busy year.
And you must have, because of the TikTok thing, you must have a global fan base already.
Yeah.
So it's really kind of propelled you to all parts of the globe, I imagine.
Definitely.
Wow. I know you're just about to go on at Latitude. Have you got a favourite type of gig? You've started off at tiny little gigs in Luton. You're about to do this.
Yeah.
What's your favourite? Favourite crowd, favourite venues?
I like super intimate gigs, because I feel like being able to see and be with people in that moment and see everyone's facial expressions is really cool. But then the energy of like a really big festival, or you know, a big stage, like, it's undefeated. Like when you see like hundreds or if not thousands of people like jumping and going berserk, is something.
Well, listen, we love playing your song on Virgin Radio, and it's been great meeting you, and all the best.
It's been awesome. Thank you for having me. I appreciate it. Cheers.